3 would be good. Oh, hey, Instagram, it's me, T from the Pattersons, taking the train to the bed, just getting to get, don't worry about what that is, there's some other time, you'll learn about that, move over there, stay over there. Well, it's a Saturday, that means it's whatever comes to my head day, you know. Now, let me do some house cleaning. They say that all the time, that's the modern, you know, the post they do. Yesterday I posted a very long thing, and went to the whole meandering thing, whatever have you. Let me just explain how these postings, these tea tirades go. Now, I do smaller ones. What I do is I get stuff from what do you call it, from the Instagram here. And it's short, and I send it to people who pay attention to it, or on my list. Not everybody responds, which is all right. You know, I'm gonna start knocking people off. When I say knocking people, I just don't feel like keep on pressing the thing. So anyway, that's not the point. And then I try to do smaller ones throughout the day, or I think did I put my anyway and stuff, because I'm on a healing mission here. Also, I say nutrition, but food. I'm doing food. Little things that I do as an intrepid reporter, and those are much smaller. But these longer ones, and then usually there might be a longish one in the morning, again around nutritional food or something like that. But then these ones in the evening, or it's evening now, these longer ones that take like anywhere from 20 minutes, and last night it was like over an hour. Oh my gosh, I mean, I do not expect you to sit down for an hour and 50, take an hour out of your precious time after your day, because remember, Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. says, all we have is your time and energy. I do not expect you to sit down and listen to all that. Well, some people, like, shoot that on me. Anyway, well, what happens, see, this is modern. I look at technology like this. Now, you know how people, they get their long thing, like that 2-hour thing. Like, for instance, my man, 5150. Oh, Corey Holcomb. Now they started to, they didn't do this first, they started to chop it up, you know, make a smaller thing so people would be attracted to it, then get there. A lot of people looking, you know, because people want to be famous, so they want their word out, little things. So they take little snippets of the longest section they have, and they put it up, and that services, right? And that same thing with Joe Rogan, a bunch of other people, you know, they do that. This makes sense, you know. Anyway, so with me, it's not the same thing, because I don't chop it up. I don't do any post-production. I don't do any editing. I don't do any, you know, I say post-production, you know, any inserts and stuff like that. I do none of that fancy stuff. You see, but brother, you got the skills. When this, come on, why don't you work for us? Because my thing is like, I'll tell you later. Sometimes that'll, I won't do it, but sometimes it'll happen, right? But what's supposed to happen is, if you see a title, you know, you say, that sounds interesting. You go for a little while, you try to get past the first 5 minutes of me just meandering or whatever it is, and then it might get to the quarter matter or whatever it is, or you might skip ahead or whatever, get to quarter matter, right? So the idea is not for me to arrest all your time, right? So that's one thing. So that's the biggest thing. I don't expect, and plus the way I talk, it's non sequiturs. I'll be bouncing all over the place. Now, if I was producing it, I would edit it so it all makes sense, nice and light. You know, look, I used to do what was called a vox pop. You know, we take different voices and I put together and make a story, 3-minute story. Quite good at it. Oh man, quite good at it. Editing, you know, editing. I used to edit with the old way of audio editing, you know, with the tape hanging off you, whatever. See, like right now, I'm just meandering like that. But anyway, and then yesterday I went to this whole thing and said, look, basically it was what a thing we call. See, what's happening now, especially in the blackosphere, right? People are reacting, they do that, and then people are trying to take credit. Especially, I was dealing with reparations, right? And I'll give you the whole thing of reparations about my journey, but I came towards the end. I went this whole thing to the end, and all these people beefing and they do it. I'm the one, you know, because people want to be famous, whatever have it. And in that kind of setting, what we're going through right now is a thing called a Chimurenga. Okay, Chimurenga. Chimurenga is just, it's like that. That's oh, you can't spell. I once asked Antonio Debbie, who runs Pan-African Space Station, which is where Chimurenga, the magazine, very incredible, important literary magazine, comes out periodically. Really dense, really good, unbelievable. In fact, I once said if I was going to get a library and I had to take collections, right? I only mentioned John Mason, the eminent Yoruba scholar, right? And Dr. Joe Horn, who's got, 50, 60, whatever, read her book. I get all their books, right? But I also would get all the Chimurengas. And Chimurengas are heavy, right there. But, so once I was, I do this one time. I was doing something. I said, Antonio, how do you spell Chimurenga? He said, Chim, C-H-I, Mu, M-U-R, Unga, right? E-N-G-A. See? So Chimurenga is spelled C-H-I-M-U-R-E-N-G-A, right? And I think it's a Shona word. It comes from Zimbabwe, right? And it means revolutionary struggle. That's the main meaning. But well, you don't know me. Well, yeah, you do know me by now. I understand what that is, but there's always a second or a third, as far as definition goes, what it is. So the main definition that everybody goes with is revolutionary struggle. But there's another meaning. The meaning is struggle within. So right now, before we get to the revolutionary struggle, all these people that's vying to do it, we're busy struggling within the melanated community, I don't say, the black community, especially, I'm talking about the United States mainly, but, and they're fixed, they want to be top dog, so there's no unity. Because everybody's trying to be, I don't know what they're trying to be, I don't know what they're trying to do. They got the answer, they started it. Everything's on a continuum, this thing is a long time ago. It's just that it's popularized now, and I tried to point out yesterday, I've been a part of this, let's call it, We Who Believe in Freedom Do Not Rest movement for a long time. Since I was 14, I'm 74 now. Was that 60 years? Whatever. For 60 years, I've been in the struggle. I mean, deep in the struggle. I got struggle. They say you have receipts and you have, invoices. I have bona fides, right? And I brought that out yesterday. And so it sounds all like, he's aggravated, he's da-da-da-da. But I just did it for a purpose, because some point in the way distant future, somebody's going to get these things and they're going to edit together. They're going to make it make sense, right? But for you right now, who's going through the turmoil, the struggle right now, you might not get it, right? And plus, I don't need no props. I mean, I don't need no light shining on me. I got too many things to do. I got other things to do. Plus, look, if you're doing one thing, I say, okay, that's taken care of, so I go do something else, which is back to what I was saying. So for me, Chimurenga, or what we're going through right now, is the struggle within. Now, so let me leave that right now. What I want to talk to you about today is what's happening right now in the Sahel. What's happening right now in Africa is amazing. And now, am I going to spend my time reacting to the Donald? Remember I said the Don Mafia? It's not Mafia, I'm sorry. Yeah. The Don, Kiss My Ring. Am I going when it's the more important thing right now is what's happening in the Sahel states. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, right? And then I told you also, now, in fact, that's a good example. Now, everybody talks about Captain Ibrahim Traore, right? I used to, from the beginning, I call him Commander Ibrahim. I just nickname him. If you grew up in the project, so you grew up together, we always nickname people, that's too much, what we can handle, right? But even in that thing, because there's three of them, and I explained the red, black, and the green, the black being basically the guy from Niger who wears a brown tam, but I figure brown is a variation of black. That's what I'm saying, right? But Commander Ibrahim, he has a red one, and my man, right, Assimi Gota, the guy from Mali, the one with the beard, right? He's my guy. When I say my guy, everybody's going towards Commander Ibrahim. I go towards him. See, it's just something, right? And they all have their little things, their things that they're doing, because Commander Ibrahim, he's young, they get into it, they're putting this all over Africa, they're revering him, Bishop Joshua from South Africa, well, he's from Zimbabwe. He's from Zimbabwe, he lives in South Africa, he's an amazing cat, he's just over there conferencing him with the really PLO Lumumba from the beginning was that everybody wants to like that because that's the guy. Right? I go like, oh, since that's the guy, everybody's into it, and that's what you all do. Me, I got the help. The other help. Like I want to put vibrations, on the Mali guy. Plus, I've been close. I was almost in Mali. I was in Senegal and Gambia, and I just didn't have a chance to go to Mali. Plus Mali, isn't it the one that had the Timbuktu or whatever? The library. I'm a library kind of guy. So anyway, my point is, so right now, what's happening is as Commander Ibrahim is getting the tractors and getting the fame and getting everybody because he's handsome and stuff like that. Everybody's paying attention to him. They're not paying attention to the other guys. But the other guys, they got their stuff that they're doing too, right? There's your guy doing his thing, but more important, Colonel Gota, the Mali guy, the beard guy, with the green beret guy. He just got all this military equipment. He's trying to make his own guns, his own weapons, all that stuff. That's important because what's interesting about this coming together of Africa, Africa, the African Union, they ain't got no army. They ain't got no, right? So this gives it that we're making our own weapons. We're making our own strategy. They do and then they got all this stuff coming in the country. So where did it come from, right? Well, everybody, the Russian came. Some people, the conjecture is when those guys came, when those the forces that be, finally got this, the guy from Syria, right? All those weapons, those are some of the weapons that came into the thing. Because look, who wins in all this stuff? The weapons manufacturers. They don't care who they sell to as long as they're making money. So anyway, so the point is, so now they got all this firepower and all the rest of this stuff. So it's kind of, I'm more into. But no, don't get me wrong. I'm a medic. You know what I mean? I'm peace, love, happiness. Not true. I'm a medic. You know what I mean? So I'd rather save lives, but I also know, think of pararescue. I'm a medic with some serious, skills, some serious war skills. I go in to rescue people, but if there's some opposition there, I got to bang or knife or whatever, or whatever it is. You see, that's the kind of mentality that I work with. So rather than me spend time in the struggle within with the United States, remember our clarion call in the States has always been, we got to come together. We got to come. Unity. We got to come. They keep on blah, blah. Unity. Everybody, unity here, unity there. Meanwhile, you're in the belly of the beast, and the beast, the beast get you in the belly. So the gastric, the gastronomy in the belly. You're in that soup. You know what I mean? So rather me spend time with that, then I'd rather say, how can I help? Since Africa is coming together fabulously, right? They're doing the unity, and I guess we have to follow, right? And they're hoping that the diaspora, we're talking about Brazil, South America, Central America, the Caribbean, the States, all the people in the diaspora, they got to start, we'll give them something to go to. That's what's in my head, right? So that's what it is, So, you do you. Remember, you're struggling. You struggle within. You're trying to get things plain or whatever have you. And of course, let me tell you something. Someone once told me, if you work for a corporation, the corporation can always send you more stuff to occupy you, right? Stuff, right? You know what I mean by stuff, So they can always delude you with the soup. And so you'll always be overwhelmed, because that's what America is, a corporation, by the way, just so you don't know, just so you do know, right? So they can always throw more stuff and more distractions as people understand it than you can handle. So if you need to be focused, even if the gastronomy, the acids in the belly of that beast is coming at you, you got to know how to protect yourself. But then you have to have a clear vision of what you're doing, right? And like I said, reparations is very important. These other things are important, but reparations is important because that's where we can take that reparations, and if African Union, or Africa, as it comes together, if you get this, because there's a lot of visas going around for different countries giving out visas, right? But if we can have a continent-wide visa for all of the nations, all of the peoples in Africa, and then including the diaspora, then because usually these visas mean that there's money involved, trade is the thing that people want. So that comes together, and riding on that, then you would be something like what I do, which is like I'm a cultural revolutionary. I say that only because revolution is not good either. That's not good, but you have revolution. Then you have somebody comes along, it's counter-revolution. Then you got to counter that revolution. You got to counter that counter-revolution. So you're back to revolution. So it's like a hamster wheel. So I don't really believe. I know I understand revolution, but I'm an evolutionary. I evolve. You know what I mean? If there's any circle, it's like a slinky toy. It's like the spiral, right? But there's a slinky kind of spot. You can pull the spiral up, or you can pull it down. That's the way I envision things like that. But of course, I'm a visionary. No. I'm an artiste. I got to have some things that make sense. So anyway, all I'm saying is that it's important that Africa is doing what it's doing, because that would inspire, the diasporic people to do what they do, right? Meanwhile, oh, my dear brothers and sisters. I have to laugh, because the latest thing with Trump is, he a gangster. I don't understand. You ain't more gangster than okay, then you'll think I'm defending him. Let me just try to say that you got to look at the facts and stop. Look, there's Whitney Webb. They're coming after Whitney. The people on the left and the right are coming after Whitney Webb. All she does, she's a journalist. She's an investigator, right? I'm reporting the facts. That's what. Look, let me put it this way. You know what I am? Right? I am a scout, right? I witness things. I go and look something, and I report back. But I don't report back with a bias. If you report back with a bias, that makes you a spy. But if you just report back, look, hey, this is what I say. Now let me go out and do some more work. You see? That's different. That's what Whitney Webb is. Okay? So y'all, just hands off Whitney. She good. She good, all right? Just letting you know, right? And all I'm saying is, a lot of people out here doing good work. You don't necessarily know them, but sometimes they come to the fore because so many people are paying attention. Like James Colbert from the Colbert Report, living in Japan. I haven't checked on him for a while because he's not on. Well, I can check on him. I even got it when I get back to the States. I'll get my Colbert. Is it there? My Colbert T-shirt. He's again a researcher. Be darned what your bias. You picked your team. You're on Team Trump or MAGA, or you're on Team Liberal or Democrat, or team. You're on these teams. Everybody, then you're wedded to your team. We're in football season right now. This is a good. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna land my helicopter pretty soon. Let's say this. As you know, the Ravens got knocked out. And so I'm talking about the Super Bowl that's coming up, right? So you have these conferences right now, and so you got the Bills who beat up on the Ravens. Well, they didn't beat up on the Ravens. What happened, and then you have the perennial champs, the Chiefs. Who my brother-in-law is a Chiefs guy, like that. But he's not like, he just always been a Chiefs guy like that. I'm a Giants guy, but only because of certain things. But my interest in football right now is I like the game. I like the mathematics, geometry, the whatever of the game. And so I look at things. So by right, I should be looking at Saquon Barkley, who's now on Philadelphia because the Giants didn't know what to do with him, right? Like that. But he's going up against the Washington Commandos, the Washington guys, right? Now, since I have no vested interest in any of this stuff, I guess I should go for the Bills because they're in New York State or something like that, but I don't care about them. But here's the interesting thing. How do you pick a team? Now, by right, like I said, I should be with Saquon. But when I was coming here on the plane, there was this dude, right? And he had a jacket, but under his jacket, he had a Los Angeles, well, a Raiders jersey, whatever it is, right? Right now, when I was younger, when I would always go to the Raiders because they were in black. They were bad boys, like that. But he had a Redskins cap on. That's the Washington Commanders. It used to be Redskins, right? He had a Redskins cap on. So at some particular point, I said, "Oh, hedging your bets, huh?" And he laughed, you know what I mean? But so, what does this do to me? So I'm going to know, hey, I'm going to go for what? The Washington. But not only because of that guy, but because the colors of my fraternity is maroon and white and gold. Da-da! So I can root for them. I'm not rooting for them, but I can pay, you know what I'm saying? And plus, what happens with these kind of things, when you get to Super Bowl week, if Washington makes it to the Super Bowl, the stories be wonderful. Plus, understand, check this out, how unbelievable this is. Because everybody's dealing with Lamar Jackson, whatever, they were really dying. They were paying no attention to the quarterback for Washington, you know. But his story is I won't say more amazing, but yeah, more amazing than Lamar. Plus, his mother, like Lamar's mother, is like an agent. I mean, as Tom Grassi would say, you can't write a better script. You know, this is a good script. So that whole Super Bowl week, if Washington makes it, then you got Jaden Daniels. You're gonna hear a lot about Jaden Daniels. You know what I mean? And that story is like amazing. It's amazing. So they're going, latch on to that. Lamar was there. He's yesterday's news, right? So I'm just saying, have fun where you can, you know. And when the Super Bowl's over, you got to hunker down, you know. Pay attention to Africa. This is what's going on. I mean, you got to do what you got to do in the States. I mean, I'll be in the States for a second, but whatever it is. Hey, Chili Dog fan, Chili Dog. Hey, Chili Dog fan. I'm waving back at you. But we're over now. You know, I tried to explain to everybody, you're not supposed to be listening to me, whatever have you. And you can do that. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. So that's it for today. Tomorrow is a reading day. We're reading out of Tagore, poet, the incredible dude, right? Poet. Reading from this publication called Song Offerings. It's a song with a poem. So I read something last week. Every Sunday I do a reading and then I riff off of that. So that's what's going to happen tomorrow. And I'll see you later. All right? Bye.